I'm Addison from EventChain for Investment Pitch Media and the Crypto Coin Show. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Kurt Nielsen, the president of the Partisia Blockchain Foundation. Kurt, welcome to the show. I'm excited for our discussion, and it's a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you for being here. Thank you.
So let's kick off our discussion with a little bit of background on yourself, your role in the company, and how that really led to you getting involved in the blockchain industry with Partisia.
Okay. Yes, sure. So my background is a bit of a mix of me as an entrepreneur and a researcher. So my background is that I specialized in market design and design of information and data solutions and business development using advanced cryptography. So for the past 15 years, I've been collaborating with experts in distributed cryptography and co-founded a number of companies, including Partisia, which was actually back in 2008, a pioneer in privacy-preserving computation, and Sepia, who's a pioneer in key management, also using distributed cryptography. So Partisia, that's where the name comes from for Partisia Blockchain. Partisia Blockchain is only 2 months old. But this is basically brings together all this knowledge and the developer teams from these two companies, Partisia and Sepia. But there's a lot. So the story, the background story, it's much longer. So if you have time, just to make it short, I was actually working on a PhD in market design when I heard about Ivan, who's famous for his work on multi-party computation, which is also in short MPC, which is another distributed cryptography, which has some similarities to blockchain. And I found out that this was a perfect solution to a common problem in economics, where you need a trustee to handle your private information in order to find the right solutions. So that goes for market solution, that goes for data solution. It's very, very broad. And it was the beginning of a fundraising for a landmark research and development project that resulted in the first use of MPC in a commercial setting. And this landmark achievement was also the starting point for Partisia. So that is basically where we started, and the team that we are bringing to Partisia Blockchain is the one that we have built up through these the past 10 years. So it's consisting of experts like Ivan, who's not just known for MPC, but also for the Merkle-Damgård hash function that people might know. And he even constructed or was co-founder of one of the first commercial crypto companies in the world, Cryptomatic, back in the 80s. And now part of and chief cryptographer in the Partisia Blockchain team, together with Jesper Buus Nielsen, who's one of the most quoted researchers in this field of MPC, and Claudio Orlando, who's also known for his work on protocols. And these three is working door to door with the two developer teams that have been building these commercial use of or commercial graded MPC and blockchain applications for quite some time. So this is the team and where we come from.
That's great, Kurt, and that's quite the history, having this technology, and now only recently here really combining it all together for the Partisia blockchain. Can you, now that you have this new project on the go and you're really focusing on combining this all together for enterprise and commercial, can you just give an overview of what are the current goals for Partisia blockchain?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So if we look at blockchains, this has this great potential of a disrupting platform, a Web 3.0 platform. But if we still rely on single point of trust when it comes to handling private information, we don't believe that this disruption would have the big potential impact. So what we really need is to fix this, and that is basically what we are aiming for, no less. So Partisia Blockchain is this Web 3.0 public blockchain built for trust, transparency, and privacy, and it's a more complete sort of decentralized platform that allows for a new sort of emerging set of applications that is utilizing private data and really creating disruption by taking back, sort of handling the core problem of handling private information, and not just simple operation, but generic use of private information.
That's really interesting. And you mentioned that you have history in distributed cryptography, and now the Partisia blockchain is integrating MPC Multi-Party Computation for this security and privacy. Can you explain, is distributed cryptography different than MPC, and are these two technologies something that hasn't been involved in blockchain at all before?
Yeah, so I'm talking about distributed cryptography, which would cover both blockchain technologies and MPC and other types of cryptography where you distribute the system in order to get this property of no single point of trust. So you want to have this blockchain properties, both in terms of having immutable data, but also having also to handle private data. So it is that what we do here with this infrastructure is that we are building this for privacy, obviously, and also for interoperability, because that's kind of, so we want to have, or what we do is that we have a system, an infrastructure that comes in and match the existing technology of the blockchain, and allow us to collaborate with the existing blockchain solutions. And we have done a number of things in the way we constructed the Partisia blockchain in order to facilitate for this. So one thing is to provide generic privacy computation, which is what we have been doing for the past decade and even longer. Another thing is to not come and introduce a new coin to the industry, but allow for all existing liquid coins to come in and be used as means of payment on this, and that we can use by this privacy technology, where you can manage private key, you can handle them, you can even create private keys, and that allows us to do all types of collaborative services with existing blockchain solutions.
That's great. And I was researching into Partisia. I see that right now you're in the testnet phase, and you mentioned you've been working on it for a little bit of time now. Can you talk about what has been the most challenging part of this phase, and what are the next steps in terms of launching the mainnet?
Yes, so we have been, so I think by the launch of Ethereum, I think that's where we started to think about how we could actually combine MPC and then blockchain technologies, because from the outside it looks like a perfect match. You have the transparency with the blockchain, and you have the handling of confidential information with the with MPC. And both of these technologies are distributed, so there seems to be a lot of complementarities. So we started to think about this, and we was approached by a number of companies during the hype in 2017, and started to build solutions for data exchanges and also for financial order matching. And that was sort of the starting point. That was in the beginning of 2017, and this sort of led stepwise to a complete sort of blockchain infrastructure that has MPC as in the core of the technology. So that was the starting point, and we had the first full version in 2019, September 2019. Commercial grade solution that we were at that time selling to people who was building applications on top of this, data solutions and auction solutions. And then we have been working with regulators in order to bring this to the blockchain community in a sound way, and that's what we have been succeeded with recently, and the entire background for the creation of the Partisia blockchain. So we have the testnet, and it's sort of building on this already commercial grade basic version 1.0. But so now we just or not just, but now we need to build these governance system into this in order for this to function as a Web 3.0 or a blockchain system, a decentralized government system.
Definitely. And I also read that your team recently closed $2.6 million in private funding. Congratulations on that. That's quite the achievement. With that raise now finished and you're focusing on development, what are the main focuses on, making sure you manage and use the capital? Is it mainly just developing and getting to the mainnet as the main focus, and are there other things as well?
Yes, so this was a great start. So as I mentioned, we are only a 2 months old as a foundation. So this sort of gave us a head start, and we had the opportunity to do exactly what we're planning to do. So and the plan is to raise a lot more funding for this project, and that's what we're doing. We are developing at full speed, and continuing the the inclusion of more contributors, especially people who can see an idea in running the nodes in a network like this, and building applications that can utilize the privacy and the interoperability that we offer. So that engagement of large strategic partners will also guide our strategic focus. And we use the testnet in order to do this. So that will be a very sort of strategic focus for us to bring in the latest development at an early stage, and to test the value of the different applications. And then we are working towards mainnet, and we're still sort of keeping the exact date for when we are launching. Keep that up for a discussion with the partners that we'll include during the next months.
Oh, that's good to know. Now, I know you're fairly early on, and once the platform launches, there's a lot more work to be done. In terms of the long-term success of Partisia, what do you think would be one of the major key success factors into achieving long-term success?
Yes, so the next half a years of work will probably determine the success of this project, in order for us to succeed in including the right partners and getting a head start in building this network. So that's what we are prioritizing, to get the right partners included, and to focus on the right applications. So we believe that we are contributing to the basic technology in the blockchain ecosystem, but at the end of the day, all the value is created by applications. So it's of course highly important for us to move into the right applications. But I think we have a good sort of starting point for this, because this is basically what we have been doing with partners for the past 10 years, building solutions for organizing citizens to use this technology to both give sort of decentralized control and privacy, and also at the same time allow people to bring data together in order to create value, which seems to be like contradicting, but that's exactly what this technology can do. And also these other types of applications where you have competing companies collaborating. I think just to mention, one is fraud detection, financial fraud detection, where you have in the traditional financial system, you everything is cooked down to transactions between senders and receivers between two banks. But they are not allowed to share enough information, so due to competition constraints or regulation, as well as the data regulation. So that prevent them from detecting fraud. But that's exactly what we can do with MPC. We can allow these competing companies to share more information to do a better assessment on the individual transaction, and then combine them and create these fraud patterns that at the end of the day reveal financial fraud. So just one example of how this technology can open up for new types of collaborations that solve real problems.
Definitely, and fraud is a major issue, continues to grow with all the people jumping online right now as well. So that's definitely a key point to focus on. Now, we're running short on time, Kurt, for our interview, but if there are viewers or developers or investors or anybody else who's interested in following along with the progress of Partisia and watching for the mainnet launch, what's the best way for them to get involved with the community and to learn more?
Yes, so we have a homepage, partisiablockchain.com. And we are on the various social networks, and we also have the first post on Medium. We have a Medium account where we'll keep on posting, and you'll see even Damko and Jesper Buus Nielsen and talking about the technology and how we combine the technology and blockchain, etc. So that's the place to go to know more about the project.
Sounds great. I will leave those links in the description box below for the viewers. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. All the best with Partisia moving forward, and let's follow up in the near future.
Likewise. Thanks a lot for letting me here. Thank you.